Wow, welcome to the moment. Such an honor to have you live with me on the moment from wherever you are, the comfort of your homes, on the street, wherever you are. Such an honor to have you, and I want to appreciate you so much for sparing or for making this time available for us to be able to rub minds together and enjoy that which God has for us. There is something that happened to me that turned everything around and made it so important for me to take note of every moment of my life. I discovered something. I discovered that I am a moving treasure. And when I say hi, now I'm talking about every one of us is created a moving treasure. You are a treasure. So much more than you can think about or that you know about. And when I discover that, I don't want to live a single moment of my life without enjoying the best of any moment or every moment. Because if the treasure is in me, then every moment that I'm going through should be a moment to enjoy, should be a moment that others that come in contact with me enjoy. And that's why I want to appreciate you so much, because you care about the moments of your life. That's why you are connected to this broadcast at this time. That's why you are watching the replay. That's why you are watching this video from whatever platform that you are watching it from. I want to appreciate you so much and your desire to turn around every moment of life. Today we just want to take a little step forward from where we stopped last week. Hear this. Every single moment of our lives is important. Very important. Every single moment. There is no moment of your life that is not important. You see? And why is that so important? Because whatever you do in any moment is a seed planted for the future. Whatever you do in any moment that you are in, hear this. The past moment, it's gone. You can't change it. But it can become what determines your experience if you are not careful. So, whatever you do in any moment is a seed planted for the future. And when I understand that, wow, it makes it so important for me to take note of what is happening or what I am doing every moment of my life. Because I don't want to have any time or at any time in my life that I'm not enjoying the best. You see, we are created to enjoy the best. Things happen that didn't want us to enjoy the best. You see, Adam and Eve in the beginning sold out. When they sold out, moments of life changed. So there is the good and the bad mixed together in the midst of it. But originally, it was designed for us to have the best. You see, and there was nothing else than the best. Now, you and I need to understand that it's possible. You see, because Christ paid the price. And because he pays the price, you and I are meant to enjoy the best in every moment of our life. And that's why I said it's so important in the time that we are, in every season, in every moment of life, to watch what you're doing. Because whatever you are doing at any moment is a seed for the future moments. So whatever you are doing now has a major role to play in your future moments. They have a major role to play. They are like seed, that we are going to harvest. Whatever we do now, look at us now. We are connected, we are talking. What we are doing now is a seed that we are planting that determines what we are going to experience in our future moments. You see, it can affect our situations in life. What we are doing at this moment have the ability to affect, different seasons of our lives. And that's why we cannot afford not to pay attention to what we are doing now, because what we are doing now, because there is always a now for everybody. There will always be now. And whatever you are doing now is a seed that will determine the future moment. So, like I said, I'm going to be giving us every month nuggets. You see, that every time we come together like this, we will have a nugget. Look at our nugget for today. Develop your mind to desire what the future situation demands. I said, let me say it again. I said, develop your mind to desire what the future situations demands. Every one of us go through one situation or the other. Nobody escape it. Everybody. But we can determine what happens with those situations because we are loaded with treasure. You see, we are loaded. There is so much in us. Many people will not experience this. Why? Because they don't know. You see, so it's important for you and I to know. And the question is, so what am I supposed to be doing now, if now is so important? If now is so important, if now is a seed for my future moment, then what am I supposed to be doing in the now? Let's look at a great example. We were looking at last month, we were looking at the story of Jesus Christ and Lazarus with his disciples and the family of Lazarus, his friend. I want us to take some things out of that scripture today. Let's look at John chapter 11, verse 4. When his friend, the one he loved, got sick, he was called upon. He was invited. They know, they've heard, they've seen, they've experienced that he heals people all around. You see, whenever he gets into any moment, he turns it around for the best. They've discovered that. You see, so they call upon him. Hey, Jesus, your best friend is sick. We need you to come help. The Bible recorded it that Jesus waited for 2 days more after he was called. A lot of people wonder, why did you wait? Why can't you go and just go do it? Looking at that story, I discovered something. I discovered a lot from there. A lot that was not written. You see, something was in his mind. Something was going on in his mind. Let's look at it in the scripture. Let's get into it. John chapter 14, verse 4. When he heard these, he said, this sickness will not end in death for Lazarus, but will bring glory and praise to God. This will reveal the greatness of the Son of God by what takes place. Let me read that again. When he heard this, when he heard that his friend Lazarus was sick, he said, this sickness will not end in death for Lazarus, but it will bring glory and praise to God. this will reveal the greatness of the Son of God by what takes place. Look at him. From this scripture now, you can see that he was talking about the future moment. His mind at that present time has switched to the end, the future moment. So you could see from what he was saying at that time that he had a plan for the future. You see, his mind has been developed in such a way that when he's getting into anything or when he's doing stuff, he's thinking about the future. Look at the later part of that thing. He said, that scripture, he said, this will reveal the greatness of the Son of God. Did you hear what I said? Somebody was sick. You are talking about revealing the greatness of the Son of God. So he saw the moment that is going to be changed. He saw the moment that is going to be transformed. He saw the moment that is going to be the best moment ever. You see, the people have not experienced that before. So his mind, you know, this shows what was going on in his mind. You see, you know, it's normal. It's a regular thing that happens when we hear that somebody is sick, especially when you hear that somebody have a terminal disease. The next thing that goes to mind is death, right? We're thinking about, it's going to die. But you can hear from Jesus. He said, this is not going to lead to death. Stop. If anybody is thinking about death, don't think about that. Now, don't think about death. This is going to be for greatness. You see, out of what was in his mind, out of what was inside of him, you see, he was doing what? Showing them and pointing them to a moment that is coming. Look at in verse 9 and 10. Hear this. You see, to let you know what was going through the mind of the guys that he was talking to at that time. He said, Jesus replied, are there not 12 hours of daylight in every day? Why was he saying that? Because his disciples said to him, when it was time for him after 2 days, and he said, let's go. What were they saying? They remember the problem they went through, the encounter. They remember that at that time, when he went to that same location, that Judea, that city, they wanted to stone him. So they remember that. Look at what was going through their mind. Look at what was going through his mind. Look at the difference. Then he started coaching them. Guys, then he said, you can go through a day without the fear of stumbling when you walk in the one who gives light to the world. But you will stumble when the light is not in you, for you will be walking in the darkness. Did you see what I was talking about there? About there? The folks were talking about the likely problem that is ahead. Jesus Christ was talking about the likely best moment that is ahead. Did you see the difference in two people in the same situation? You see? And the things that came out from their mind is as a result, that came out from their mouth is as a result of how their mind was developed. The question is, how are we developing our mind? What are we putting in our mind? Because it determines what our experience will be in the nearest future. It determines what we will experience in the moment that lies ahead of us. You see, that's why I said every single moment of our lives is important, very important. What we do in this moment is a preparation for what is going to be in the next moment. These folks remember problem. Jesus Christ remembered the best moment ahead. So now let's move forward. Here what happens again in verse 14 and 15. Did I finish that? Okay, verse 14 and 15, let's go. Then Jesus made it plain to them. You see, after he said, hey guys, let's go. Let's go wake Lazarus up. They didn't really get it. You see, one of them make fun of him. Then he just said it the way they will understand it, because they couldn't catch it. He said, then Jesus made it plain to them, Lazarus is dead, and for your sake, I'm glad I wasn't there. Did you see what he's saying now? Because now you have another opportunity to see who I am, so that you will learn to trust in me. Come, let's go and see him. Did you see what happened now? Jesus Christ saw Lazarus' sickness as a great opportunity for him to be known, for him to be able to recreate moments in the future. You see, all these guys were saying was the problem that lies ahead. You see, because of how their mind has been developed by the situations and the circumstances of life. And that is why I said, develop your mind to desire what the future situations demands. Develop your mind to desire what the future situations demand. It's important. Every one of us have to, in every moment of life, engage in developing our mind, because the things that we allow in our mind are seeds that determine what our future moments will look like, or what we'll be able to do when we step into the future. You see? So we cannot afford to be tied to the past. What you do in the present is so important to what you will experience in the future. See, so you and I have to engage in developing our mind, so that the seed that we are sowing into our future is the seed that determines, is the seed that will produce for each and every one of us the best moment of life. Remember, there is the best in every moment. No matter what that moment looks like, there is the best. The question that we need to ask ourselves this evening is, how can I connect to the best in every moment of my life? How can I connect? Jesus Christ showed us a great example how he was connecting to the best moment in future. He said, well, listen guys, Lazarus' death is a great opportunity. Let's take advantage of that opportunity for us to be made known, you see, so that what is inside of us can be put to work to change the moment for the people that will be coming in contact with. Then we will be known, you see. And that's exactly for when you look at our businesses, when you look at our career, there are great opportunities that come our way. But what are you grabbing from it? What are you doing with it? You see, what are you allowing into your mind? Because the things that you allow into your mind, they are seeds that determine what the future moment will look like, what the future moment will be like. You see, everybody goes through different moments, but everybody have what it takes to change our moments. We have what it takes, because in the midst of every moment is the best moment of life. In the midst of every situation is the best moment. So you can bring out the best out of any situation. You can bring out the best out of any circumstances, depending on the seed that you have sown in your mind. So let's look at, I'm going to share just two ways with us. See how we can connect with the best moment of how we can connect with the best of every moment in our life. How can we connect? How? What do we do to connect? So one, let's go this way. Develop your mind to look for things that will help you experience the best of every moment in future. What do I mean? Let me say it again. Develop your mind. Let me see. I said, develop your mind to look for things that will help you experience the best of every moment in future. Develop your mind. How do I develop my mind? The things that you expose your mind to, the things that you think about. What are those things? What are those things that you think about? What are those things that you are thinking about? You see, what are those things that you are reading? What are those things that you are listening to? What are they? You see, those things are developing your mind. You see, what are those things that you allow your eyes to see at all time, or that you put focus on? You see, those things develop your mind. Those things develop your mind. They are seed into your mind. I said, develop your mind to look for things that will help you experience the best of every moment in future. Look at this. Let me give us this example, a great example. Honestly, I think it's a great example. Concerning my health, I desire to experience a wonderful, great health in future. So, I am developing my mind to see what is not good or what is wrong for my body in the foods that I'm going to be eating. So when I look at things that I'm going to eat, I have developed my mind in such a way that I can identify what is not good for my body, because I want to enjoy great health in future. So, because I am developing my mind to identify those things, I will not go for them. When I pick up a food to eat, or when I'm buying a food to eat, my mind is developed in such a way that, say, oh, no. We're not going to be eating that no more. Why? Because I know what I'm going to experience in future concerning my health. You see, there are great moments of there are healthy moments for me that lies ahead in future. But the seed that I'm sowing into my body or into my mind at this time will determine whether I will experience that. So, I am developing my mind. I desire to be financially great in future. I'm not talking about just to be financially okay. Right? So, I am developing my mind now not to just use money anyhow. You see, I give assignment to money at this stage of life. Why? Because there is a future where I want to enjoy the best. So, it's not all money that comes that I throw away. Very important. Number two, let's look at number two. Develop your mind to expect opportunity for progress. Develop your mind to expect opportunity for progress. The reason you are doing that is so you can identify it when you see it. There are great opportunities for progress. You see, but until our minds are developed to identify or to expect opportunity for progress, we may not be able to identify it when the opportunity comes. The opportunity is all around all the time. But if you are not developing your mind to expect opportunity for progress, you will see it. You see, I was sharing with somebody. I said, listen, if you are in business, see, especially when you are in the business of sales, You know, you buy and you sell. Somebody order this and you sell that. I said, one of the things that you have to do, develop yourself in, is how to wow your customers. You have to develop that into your mind, because that will always give you an opportunity, you know, to scale your business. That will always make room for you. So it's a seed that you sow into your mind. Expect to see opportunity. Look for opportunity in everything that you do. And that is the only way you will be able to experience the best moments in your future. Right? Hear this. There is a universal principle that says matter expands when heated. When matter is heated, a piece of metal, when it's heated, what happens? It expands. Right? It's a universal principle. Look at this. It's also a universal truth that whatever you impress on your mind is expressed on the screen of space as condition, experience, and event. Whatever you impress on your mind is expressed on the screen of space and condition, experience, and event. Whatever. You see, it's a universal principle. It works anywhere you are in the world. Just like, you know, the principle that when you eat matter, it will expand. Take it to anywhere in the world. It's universal. So it's important. So whatever thought is dominant in your mind will attract its material equivalent. That's why I said it's important to develop our mind. You see, whatever thought is dominant in your mind will attract its material equivalent. You see, so if you put in your mind the thought of great health and you have been developing to identify things that are not good for your health, you see, you will attract things that are great. People will talk about good things that will help you to develop a good health. And then you can have the best concerning your health in future. You see, whatever thought you allow to dominate your mind concerning relationship with people, determine the type of people that you attract, determine the type of people that comes around you. You see, so it's very important for us to develop our mind. That's the one thing that I want to put ahead across tonight to every one of us. Develop your mind to desire what the future situation demands. It's very important. Develop your mind. It's like we're training our mind. Look at Jesus Christ. Others were looking at the past. He was preparing for the future. So two people in the same situation, but two different things going on in their minds. You see, he was preparing for great moments in future. They were they were so scared about the future. So they don't even want to step into the future. You see, whether they have a choice or not, they have to step into the future. So developing our mind is so important. Please, people of God, develop a way to grow personally. Grow yourself, grow your mind. Subject your mind to reading. Through reading, we learn a lot. You see, we change beliefs. Because what you believe, you see, you will always become. And our environment determines our belief. I'm talking about belief. B-E-L-I-E-F. Our environment, the things that we hear, the things that people say, determines the things that happen to us, because that is what we believe. You see? So, this is where I want to leave you this month. As we're preparing to step into the month of May, what are we going to begin to engage in? Let's develop our mind. Whatever we put into your mind, whatever you put into your mind is the seed for tomorrow. So I want you to understand this. I want you to know this, and I want you to go home with this. You are better than what you see, more than what you know, greater than what you look like. I'll see you next month.
Imagination is the ability to see with your heart what you cannot see with your eyes. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you.
DIC Los Angeles, church with a difference.